Hi everyone, it's Gwen from Hummingbird Tarot, and today I wanted to share with you my entire tarot card collection, and I will be making a separate video that shows you my oracle deck collection. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you're notified every week when I upload a new video. If you want a walkthrough of any of the decks, a full walkthrough of any of the decks, just put that down in the comments. Or if you have any favorites that you have in your collection, let me know. I'd like to know which decks you have. If there's any that you have in your collection that I don't have in mine and you think that I need to get those, feel free to recommend those as well. So the first deck I have is the Celtic Tarot. It's the mini version. And I really like this one. It is kind of hard to shuffle. So you have to be creative and be sitting down maybe at a table when you're shuffling. Otherwise, if you end up dropping the cards, then you have a longer way to go for them. But the images in here are really aggressive. And this is kind of an in-your-face deck. It doesn't pull any punches. This isn't a deck to use when you're feeling sensitive. The next deck I have here is the Rider-Waite Tarot. And this is a mini version. And I like the coloring of this deck. This is one of the Rider-Waite Smith decks that I use a lot. This one I keep in a small bag close at hand and use that often. This is one of my decks. And I should mention, I only have about half of each deck out. I have small hands, so I thought it would be easier since I'm going to be handling so many decks to just keep a smaller amount in. This is the Smith-Waite Tarot deck, the Centennial Edition, that comes in the tin. I do like this one also. This one gets used a lot. All of my Rider-Waite Smith decks I use pretty regularly. This is the Morgan Greer. This is a mini version. This one also came in a tin. This one I like just the really vibrant colors. This is a traditional deck that's been around for a long time, but I find that it reads real easy and I like the images. It's one of those decks that's pretty straightforward and easy. This next one here is the Sun and Moon Tarot. My only complaint about this one is that it's so tiny. It can be hard to see. And I think I probably prefer this one in the larger version of the deck. This is the Everyday Tarot by Bridget Esselmont. This is one of my favorite decks. I love the way this one feels. The images are very straightforward. They seem kind of simple, but they read very easily. I was concerned about how simple the images were at first, but it gives you exactly what you need. This is the Radiant Rider-Waite in the tin, and I love how vibrant the colors are here. This is the Practical Tarot Wisdom, and I bought this one because I was working with someone else on teaching them how the tarot meanings, and I personally don't use this one, but they've been using this one. And this is the Radiant Rider-Waite images here, and then some traditional meanings. And the only problem I have with this, it does help you if you're brand new. You can, start reading right away without using your intuition or anything. So you shut off your intuition, but you're using someone else's meanings rather than the ones that you've gathered yourself. This is the Rider Tarot, and the colors here are a little more obnoxious. I find this deck a little glaring, but I bring this along to have an extra deck sometimes when I'm getting together in a group and somebody forgot their cards or whatever. Usually this one gets used pretty regularly, but it usually gets used by other people. So this is the Crowley Thoth Tarot, and this is just a mini version of it. I do also have a larger version, the larger version. I find I can understand, I get meanings from this deck, but I have to be in the right mood to read with this deck because I have a hard time separating the cards from Crowley. He started getting into some darker stuff during his practice, and that kind of stuff I found a little disturbing, and I have a hard time separating myself from that. This next deck is the Spirit Within, and I really like this one. I find this one very easy to read. I like that you can't really see any of the people, so you don't have preconceived notions about what they look like. You can just kind of go with your gut, and so I appreciate this deck. So the next deck is the Tarot Illuminati, and this is one of the decks I think is underrated. It's got such vibrant images. They are digital images, but I think it does such a great job of sharing what the meanings are and allowing you to go into your intuition, because there's so many images in each of the cards that it makes it easy to read. This next one is the Shadowscapes. And this one, these images are beautiful. I have to say, I don't normally like larger decks, but this is a deck that I would like to see in a bigger version, because these images are so small that you miss a lot of the detail unless you have a magnifying glass or you get your reading glasses on and you sit there and look really closely. It's hard to see that, and this deck is beautiful. This is the Llewellyn deck. This one's got kind of a romantic feel. It's a softer deck. It's a little gentler, kinder way of sharing the messages. It has a kind of a Celtic feel to it. It's beautiful. This is the Green Witch. This also has kind of a Celtic vibe to it. I like this one. Some of the images are have a little glowing, just the way they've done the lighting, and it has a magical feel to it. This is the Radiant Rider-Waite, and this is just a bigger version of the tin one, and I actually probably use this version of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck more than any other. This next deck is the Neo Tarot. I like this one. The images are a little flat. Sometimes, there's not as much three-dimensional shadowing and everything, but I love how vibrant the colors are, and I appreciate this deck. It's very simple. You don't have to spend too much time in each image. It doesn't seem like there's a lot in each of the images, but it's plenty. This next one is the Universal Tarot of Marseille. And I find that I don't use this one very much. I'm glad I have it because I've spent some time with the images, but I don't find it as easy to read as I do the Rider-Waite-Smith. This next one is the Universal Waite. This is one that I use a lot in my Rider-Waite-Smith Versus series. I do like this deck, traditional tarot deck, tarot size. This next one is the Happy Tarot. Yeah, that's the back of this. And this is just such a fun deck. This reminds me of, the Candyland game or Wreck-It Ralph when they're in that world there, and it's just so fun. This next one is the Witch's Tarot. This is an older deck from like the 1990s, which you can tell by looking at it here. I used to use this one a lot more. I don't use this one very much anymore, but I am kind of attached to it. But yeah, this is my only round deck, and this is the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. I have used this one. I don't find it easy to shuffle. And I almost feel like you have to spread the cards all out and then put them back together. And I almost feel like I'm damaging and bending the edges when I'm doing that, because they kind of catch on each other. So just because it's kind of big and hard to shuffle like this, but I usually end up just shuffling it like this. And if I want a really good shuffle, that's when I feel like I'm damaging the cards. Chrysalis Tarot. I love this one. Very vibrant colors. The drawings, the artwork is spectacular. There's a lot to go off of, intuitive. This one is a really good deck for reading. I love this one. This is the Everyday Witch. This is one of my very favorite decks. Love this one. I did actually color the edges here, but the artwork is so fun. It's a deck that doesn't take itself too seriously, but it really reads very easily. This I got in a deck and book set that Tarot Made Easy, and you can also find this as the Llewellyn Classic Tarot. I like this one too. It's very close. I call this a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. Very close to the original images, just a little bit more a modern interpretation. But I do like this one. Reads very easily for me. This is the Tarot of the Druids. This one is funny and silly. It's got some silly images in here. It's easy to read. It's a Celtic deck as well. I really like this one. This one's fun. Very light-hearted deck. I usually use this one around Halloween and in the fall, because it's definitely got that kind of a fun vibe. I have used it outside of that time of year, and it just doesn't have the same feeling to me. So this right here is the larger version of this deck right here. I bought this one because I liked the images so much in that smaller deck, but I was disappointed. You can see, maybe you could see, the images are a little out of focus, and I think when they blew it up, they just didn't do a very good job photographing it or, you know, making the images sharp. I was disappointed in this deck. I do love the images. It's a straight in-your-face aggressive deck. So if you're not in the mood to mess around and you're totally fine with sass, this is a good deck. This is the Hermetic Tarot. I thought I would use this one more than I have, but I'm having a hard time connecting with this deck. Some of the images, it's got the Hebrew images in here. It's got some a lot of symbols of the occult. This is based on the Golden Dawn, so you'll see a lot of similarities between this deck and as far as symbolism goes and the Thoth, the Crowley Thoth deck. This one has clouds on the back. It's hard to tell. This is the Connolly Tarot deck. These images are very vibrant. This is also a deck, I think it's from the 1990s, probably out of print. I used to use this deck a lot more to read with than I do now. It does come out occasionally. And this is the Miss Cleo Tarot. And the thing that appealed to me about it is the Egyptian side of things. And I use it, and it reads fairly easily for me. It is a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck as well. This is the Light Seers Tarot. I have colored the edges. This deck is beautiful. It's beautiful. It emotes a lot of feeling. It's easy to read. When you use it to read for others, they enjoy the images as well. So this deck right here is just a really good all-around deck. Rider-Waite-Smith based as well. Most of my decks are Rider-Waite-Smith based. This is the Ethereal Visions Tarot, and it has a lot, I don't know if you can tell or not, there's the gold, the borders are reflective gold, and it's beautiful. This is a very soft deck. A lot of the images have a very Victorian feel to me. I don't know why, even though none of the clothes are very Victorian, but that's what it makes me think of, probably just because of the coloring. That one's a beautiful card. You see the reflections there, but I love this deck. This is another one of the decks that I thought was underrated. This is the Gilded Tarot. And I don't know why I don't hear more about this, perhaps again because it's digital images in here, but this one's very easy to read. It's based on Rider-Waite-Smith. It's fun. It's very different. It doesn't look like all the other decks out there. I enjoy this one. I think I'm going to stop there and take a break. We'll go to part 2. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will put a transcript of this and a link to that in the notes for this.